Okay, reach in there and give that lever a pull, baby. You have hit the jackpot. We are creating another fun radio feature. I'm Jeff, the radio DJ dude, and for this fun feature, we are letting the wheel of musical fortune spin. It's a brand new bit I just unveiled on my all 80s flamethrower, XXX80s.com, and quite simply, it's a custom jingle or sweeper that selects the next song based on its theme. And by doing that, it injects some fun randomness and, dare I even say, suspense onto your radio station. And because you're spending time with this radio DJ dude, I'm not gonna leave you hanging with just one lame concept. Oh no, I've got 3 versions of this little ditty for you to try on. But enough running my gums about this thing, let's jump in.
We are on the air.
To kick things off, I'm gonna play for you my favorite version of this bit.
Welcome to the 80s.
No decade had more songs about
Sex.
XXX80s.
Well, I love that. I didn't start there. Let's rewind to the previous version of this bit. Hence the title of this video, The Wheel of Fortune. Well, I started out with a bit called Wheel of Fate. But take a listen to this first version.
It's time to spin the Wheel of XXX80s musical fate.
And the theme of the next song is
Partying.
And all you party and radio peeps, that's not actually the original version of the bit either. I'll reveal the first version coming up, but first, let's talk about this theme-based feature. In both versions, you heard an imaging element, whether you want to call it a sweeper or a jingle, have at it, that uses its theme, partying for that last one, to select a song that matches that theme. For that first Wheel of Fate version, I just dropped in 4 sample voiceovers, just to prove that it worked. Anytime you launch a new feature on your radio station, variety is the key. I don't want you to roll this out with just like 4 themes. No. I mean, that to me is a huge fail for your listener who may stumble upon this bit early on, but then 3 weeks later they hear the same 4 themes. No, you got to start strong. Right out of the gates, you got to hit them with some variety, with some freshness. And for me, that means kicking this bit off with a minimum of 10 to 12 different themes. Out of the 4 themes that I chose for the demo, it really shows I did not do my homework. I chose fun and partying as keywords, thinking my music library would support a host of songs with these words in their title. Survey says, for example, for fun, just fun, not funky, only 2 songs from all the hits of the 80s. So, nope, I'm striking that theme from the mix. And even party. Really, there's just 2, Eddie Murphy and Oingo Boingo. So that's not enough. For me, the sweet spot is a minimum of 3 or 4 songs, because once again, it ties into keeping this fresh. You don't want the same, like 2 songs to play every time this bit lands on, for example, the theme of fun. So it pays to survey your music library and choose keywords, themes, that support a wide enough variety of songs. For example, if we look at blue, look at that. We've got 5 solid 80s songs with blue in the title. So boom, that'll be on the list. Night, oh my gosh. Those 80s singers love singing about the night. Look at that. That's great. But just so I didn't gloss over how this works, and we'll go deeper into the code in just a second. The code basically looks to this voice track file that announces the theme on the air to set the theme of the song that precedes it. I've set the code up to look in the artist field. This voice track file has fun in the artist field, so the code then will find a song from my library that also has the word fun in its title.
It's time to spin the Wheel of XXX80s musical fate.
And the theme of the next song is
Fun.
So now that you've heard that it works, let's jump over to Adobe Audition and I can give you a peek under the multi-track hood here and let you put your eyeball on the production elements. Because this feature, jingle, or sweeper really only has 2 elements. It has the feature open, which is this part, and that's a generic open. That remains the same every time this plays. And then all the theme voiceovers, those are separate individual files
Partying, dancing, fun.
that RadioDJ drops in after the opener. And the real cool thing of doing it that way is expansion becomes super easy. So I'm not having to go into Audition every time and drop in a new voiceover in the right spot, mix it down, export it, name it, and all that nonsense. No. All I do in my Wheel Themes VT subcategory is just drop the theme voiceovers. So it's really easy to grow this bit, which should be the goal. Let's walk through the steps of how we made this happen. So I created 2 new categories for this bit. In jingles, I have a Wheel Themes subcategory. And then there's the all-important voice track file, which announces the theme, and that is in the subcategory Wheel Themes VT. Okay, we've created that. I've imported the files, but so what? Just importing files don't do nothing. The magic of this bit is a SQL query, and it look a little something like this. The fundamentals of this query I've used many times before. I absolutely love the bones of this code. It's so versatile. So basically, I am first setting the theme of the bit in this first line, and I'm saying establish the theme of the bit from subcategory 180, which just so happens to be the theme voice track file, because we don't care about the opener of the bit. I mean, that's generic. It's the voice track file that sets the theme. And then I'm just saying it, pick the most least recently played one. And then the code continues. We're going to load up the Wheel of Fate opener, then line up the theme voice track. And we're setting it with this string right here, have the theme in the artist name. So let's say this is Partying. Then the next section of the code selects the song. And this here is where the magic happens. So basically this is saying, and only pick a song that has this theme word that we've already established from up here, the voice track file, in the title. If this looks odd to you, I'm expanding the variety of song choices by allowing it to pull songs from different genres. So my top 40 genres, 143, rock 118, and 70 is a hip hop category. I'm avoiding mid-tempo or slow songs because that's no fun. After a fun production element, you don't want to slam somebody into Ballerina Girl by Lionel Richie. Ballerina. Now, the genesis of this Wheel of Fortune, or in my case, Wheel of Fate bit, wasn't to select a theme for a song and then play that song. No. Originally, this is what it was supposed to do.
It's time to spin the Wheel of XXX80's musical fate.
And the year of the next song is
1983.
Yeah, it was meant to just select songs based on their year. And since this was my first take on this bit, I produced 10 separate versions. Instead of the style of the second one with themes, where I just had the generic opener, and then as a separate file, I had the theme words, the keywords. Let's see how the code looks on this one. So Wheel of Fate, SQL query. So it's similar. It starts off with setting the year and basing that on subcat 178, which is actually the whole production element. 178, the Wheel of Fate jingle or sweeper. And it's just saying you can choose any year between 1980 and 89. And for clarity, the code is using the year value of each Wheel of Fate jingle. And then it pulls the elements. The open, which is 178, and it's setting the year to the year already selected at the beginning of the code. And then it pulls a song from my top 40 category and from the year, once again, established at the beginning of this query. And if we run it, boom, we see 1984, Jermaine Jackson, Tell Me I'm Not Dreamin'. Let's check the math. Was that really released in 1984? But personally, I dig the first version of this themed bit.
Welcome to the 80s.
No decade had more songs about
The color blue.
XXX80s.
I think it's tighter, it's punchier, and it sets the themed song concept up better. I think the premise of the bit being we're going to play a song of a certain theme gets lost a little in that Wheel of Fate version, where it definitely is more clear in the Welcome to the 80s version. If you too are digging on the power of this code, well, you have to check out the video I did about creating an instant request feature. It's super cool. So I got so fired up about this new version, I hit 11 Labs.
The color blue.
And recorded about 26 different theme voiceovers with my favorite Valley Gal AI voice.
Lovers.
And I feel great. That's a substantial amount of variety to launch this bit with. And it comes down to how often are you going to run this feature. For me, I'm thinking maybe 3 times a day in the beginning. And if you do that math, if I have 26 custom themes playing 3 times a day, well, that gives me 8 days of fresh content before those themes start repeating. So that's why it's key to fill those theme buckets up with an ample supply early on. And I made sure to research my library to make sure there were ample songs to match each one of these theme words. Plus, I prefer the construction of the Welcome to the 80s bit a little more than the Wheel of Fate version, at least for the theme songs. And of course, this is still the same premise. RadioDJ is choosing the song based on the artist name of my voiceover cues, which is basically the theme word, so crazy.
And the year of the next song is
1983.
But my immediate plan is to use the Wheel of Fate to announce the years, and this Welcome to the 80s bit to reveal the song themes. So thank you. If I wasn't producing these silly little videos, I never would have probably come up with this idea.
Welcome to the 80s.
No decade had more songs about
Going crazy.
Triple X 80s.
So there you have it, a fresh production element for your station. And one of the things I like about it, I mean, it does kind of embed some suspense because listeners might be playing along in their head if they've heard the bit before. Oh, I wonder which year. It's going to be 85? Or the theme. Are they going to do one about sex salad shooters? Whoa, Triple X 80s is the best. Well, I boldly voiced my choice and told you that I really prefer that Welcome to the 80s version to play theme-based songs. I mean, that's just my demented opinion. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Which one of those jingles did you prefer? Please let them rip in the comments below. And if this maybe sparked an idea for you to run with this code in a brand new direction, well, come on, don't hold back. Share that with us too in the comments below. I am Jeff, the Radio DJ dude, and I love cooking up, nutty ideas for our radio stations. Now, if you dug this at all, I'd love a like and a subscribe from you. Thank you so much. And until our next little radio rodeo, you keep rocking those mics all over the world.